Woohoo! Okay, I have 31 subscribers. Haha, you said couldn't be done. Now look at you. Gary. Yeah, actually, no. Actually, everyone's very supportive, so thank you guys. Yeah, 31. Maybe 32. Okay. So, hey guys, it's Alok here. Today we'll be looking at what a computer is, then about the parts of the computer, then motherboard, then the parts of the motherboard, then everything from beginner to advanced. Yeah, from gully cricket to international. Okay, that's it. No. Don't know who I am? I'm Alok Hegde. I make videos on computer, Linux, programming, and everything related to computers basically. So, yeah, get subscribed and let's get started. So, what is a computer? I mean, all of you use computer these days because of online classes or any other thing. Like everyone has a computer in their home these days. So, yeah, it's not a big surprising thing like it was before in the 90s. So, yeah. So, a computer is something that can take information and process it and even recall and store that data. I mean, that is a textbook definition of what a computer is, but it can do so much more. Okay, so the next thing is there are 4 different units of the computer. There is the input device, there is the output device, there is the memory unit, and there is the central processing unit. So the easiest way to remember all of this, the input, the output, memory, and the central processing unit, the CPU, is to create a flowchart. So there's computers, then it will come to hardware, software. Then there are like different units. There's input, output, memory, CPU. Then CPU again, there is control unit and the arithmetic logical unit, which is ALU. Yeah. So create a flowchart, it'll be very easy to remember it. So the next thing is there's a definition for input devices, which is the input devices. Okay, I forgot the definition. Okay, so if you are writing notes, write this down. The input devices helps you to receive data and instructions in order to solve a problem. The input devices links the external world to the computer system. You can write this if you want more marks. And the next unit after the input unit is the CPU, the central processing unit. So it takes the input, so next is the CPU. So what is the CPU? When the CPU gets the data, it interprets the instructions in the program, that is a software, and it executes them one by one. Like you'll give some input, it'll take that input and it'll start executing all of those parts one by one, like that. So in the CPU also it is divided into 2 units. There is the control unit and then there is the arithmetic logical unit. Control unit sees, like it controls, like it'll tell like first input, then it'll go to processing, then it should go to memory, then it should go to output. It controls that part of the computer. In the arithmetical logical unit, it is the most important part of the computer probably, because it performs all the arithmetic and logical operations. Like it tells if this is the correct operation that needs to take place now, or if this should happen afterwards. And it controls the speed of this operation also, like if this should take place right now, or if this should happen after this particular task takes place in the computer. Yeah, so that is the CPU. So now how it works is you take the input, it processes the CPU, then it goes to the memory. So before the memory can be sent to the before the information can be sent to the output devices, it should first be stored somewhere. The processed data should be stored somewhere, and this is stored in the memory devices, which is the memory unit. The memory unit basically consists of RAM and the hard disk. The RAM and the RAM can store the information for a temporary amount of time, and the hardware, which is the hard disk, can store it for a longer time. Yeah, so that is the memory unit. So it takes the input, it processes it, it stores it in the memory unit, and then it sends it to the output, which is the output unit. So the output unit does the reverse of input unit. That means it gives out data. So that's how that works. And those are the 4 units. If you want notes of this lesson, I'll upload it as well. So chill, boy. Yeah, so those are the 4 units. The next part is the most interesting one, which is the motherboard. So let's open the motherboard then.